Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the podcast that can count all the way to Shifty 5.
No.
I don't know. I didn't write it. I'm just ready to skip.
Sir, you are not going to disrespect a meme song from like 2006 on this show.
Hold on, sir. You cannot talk yet. I did not introduce you.
This is Achievement Hunting 101, the podcast that can count all the way to 55.
I have no idea what that is. This is level 187. That's rawkerdude.
Hello.
And we also have KooshMoose.
Is that Barry and Levon?
I thought it was Rick and Morty.
It reminds me of Barry and Levon.
Absolutely not.
I
don't know who that is. This is Group X. Like back in the albino black sheep days, that was a website.
I have no idea what that is either.
So I sent you the song. You can listen to it at your leisure, but it is a classic, sir. He counts to 55. You know, one, two and a half, 7, 14.
I definitely recall that.
I have no idea what this is.
21,
I've never seen this.
27 half, 27, 37. What you say? Oh, come on.
No, it's ringing a bell. I definitely saw that.
I recognize this. It's taking me back to high school when the stick figure YouTube videos were all the rage.
They are stick figure. Oh wait, you're looking at the video, so yeah, of course you know that they're stick figures.
I'm looking at the video. I'm not. I'll watch it afterwards.
I mean, where were you at in 2006?
2006. I was in 9th grade. Nate, where were you, Nate?
I was working in Washington D.C.
He was in 19th grade.
My second career job. So,
where were you, Corey? Oh, like you're in 10th grade.
Nah, I was the junior.
Oh, I thought you were 2 year or 1 year older than me.
No, sir.
Old peoples. All right, yeah, Shifty 5. Like I said, I thought that was a Rick and Morty thing at first, like a spin-off of that.
What's the thing that he says? Like,
get Swifty
and wiggity wiggity wow or something.
Yeah, get riggedy wrecked.
Yeah, I think he may be copied. You know, this is his inspiration.
It would not surprise me.
It'd probably be even a guilty pleasure of his to listen to it.
I can't imagine that would be a guilty pleasure. But guilty pleasures that I want to know about is our topic of discussion. Do you guys have any guilty pleasure games? A game that you really like, but everyone else doesn't? What's the game and why? Let's go to Corey first, since he's first on this list.
This is, I don't know, it's kind of a tough question, especially with like, I don't know, I just play what I want to play. I don't really have any guilty pleasures. Back in the day, achievement games were guilty pleasures because I did play Hannah Montana, and that was at a time when I believe the Xbox dashboard, like you could look at your friends and see like, I don't know, their like last 3 recent games. You had to really dig in to see more than that. And I remember immediately completing that game and then just loading up 3 games, not even playing them, just so like it gets pushed down the list. And eventually people found out about it. But it was a guilty pleasure, I guess, just because I was the only one amongst the group into gamer score and achievements at the time. Nowadays, it seems like my guilty pleasure is Ratalaikas and Zits. You know, I don't play them like right off the bat or anything like that anymore. I played several this past week when I was waiting for something. I was waiting for another game to download or another game to release. Just like last night, I had to wait till 11 o'clock at night for this game to actually release, and so I was like, I don't really want to start anything because I don't want to get sucked into it. So let me just throw up bouncy bullets too. And so that's what I did for 30 minutes. So that's kind of my new guilty pleasure is easy trash games.
11 p.m. But what time zone was that?
That was Central Time.
Oh, okay. Were you time traveling though, or
no? I don't think that works.
Oh, okay.
because the code was not Central Time
Okay.
code. If you catch my drift.
Oh, I catch your drift.
Yeah, it would not
Hint, hint,
redeem.
nudge, nudge.
It would not redeem until the hour ticked over.
Okay.
But a couple of patrons wrote in. We had Jables. He said Lego, but he said he's not sure if that counts. I say it doesn't, because we all know he loves Lego games.
Come on, buddy. Who are you trying to fool? We all know you like them Lego games. We literally have an entire month dedicated to Lego games.
Because of him, might I add. Carpe Adam wrote in, and he says he plays Words with Friends with his mom and is somewhat surprised that she still plays with him because he wins most of the time. And I think that's just because she loves you.
She lets you.
She lets you win, Carpe Adam.
I believe that.
I've gotten into Rocket League Sideswipe recently, which is a mobile Rocket League game. I don't play a lot of games on my phone really anymore. Rip, I almost said Castle Crashers. Rip, Gears Pop. That was actually fun.
I wish I'd come back.
I would still be occasionally playing that here if it was still around. But yeah, mobile games are definitely a guilty pleasure, especially when you can't get any achievements from them.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, we have Dino Man. He says World of Guns, gun disassembly. And I don't know what this is, but it sounds amazing. He says it's a pretty chill game where all you need to do is take apart parts of guns and other stuff like cars and skeletons. It's a game on PC that he plays, and now I want to play it.
Actually doesn't sound awful.
Right?
A game where I can just sit there and put together and take apart guns?
Oh, they just said take apart.
I mean, I assumed there was some assembly. I mean, if you just take them apart, that's cool too.
I mean, it's called gun disassembly.
Yeah. Not gun reassembly.
But yeah, I'm looking that up right now as Koosh goes on and tells us his guilty pleasures.
Oh gosh, my guilty pleasures would have to be Hawkeye Berry, and he says mine would be Extinction. 2.4 rating on TA, and I can't say I've heard a single nice thing about the game. I've actually said nice things about the game because I thought it looked like fun, even though it's kind of empty. The combat is repetitive, but it never got to the point I couldn't stand it. There's a daily challenge, so you only get one chance to compete, and it's random if the challenge will be easy or difficult. I just enjoyed running around chopping off arms and legs of these big ogre-like creatures. How does that not sound like fun? Has some nice TAD too. Echo says, I have a few games that I like that no one else does. Valhalla is criminally underrated because TA users don't read. That's true. Fast and Furious Crossroads had genuinely fun and unique multiplayer. Nick All-Star Brawl is better than anyone gives it credit for, and I wouldn't say those are my guilty pleasures, though. Okay. And
I think you're the only person that has something good to say about Crossroads.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tie-in game, so I kind of like it. But Eric Tarek says, I guess being mid-30s means playing Pokemon as much as I do should count as a guilty pleasure. As many would say, I'm too old to be playing it.
I feel attacked.
It doesn't feel... That doesn't work for your game you like the people don't aspect, though. Of recent games, I'd say Port Royale 3 was really enjoyable for me. No idea why, but I just really enjoyed my time with it. For me, I don't really have guilty pleasures. I mean, we play crazy things just for the score, ponies and unicorns and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
All of our dirty laundry.
Oh yeah, it's out there. I mean, it's actually a badge of honor to play those games. I think they're not really guilty. So I would say guilty pleasure might be taking a break from achievements and going over to the PlayStation side. There's nothing really good on the phone.
Gasp.
There's nothing good on the phone anymore. I played a little lawn mowing game for a little bit, but that was just like, oh yeah, there's a what's it called? Something lawns, like Mow Lawn or something like that. I'll have to look it up here when Kenny goes in a few minutes. But yeah, so I want to get back to the PlayStation, finish up some Ratchet and Clank, and then also there's that Horizon Forbidden West that came out, and that's too much money for a secondary or a tertiary console. So I will go back and play the first one, which is relatively cheap now. And it looks really cool. I wish we had more games like that, kind of like that Tomb Raider style on the Xbox. But
I already know you have a guilty pleasure on the Switch that you haven't indulged in all the way yet. Metroid Dread.
Yes, that's true. I have not.
You haven't beaten that yet?
No,
That's surprising.
So I'm not a huge fan of horror and jump scares. And this game doesn't have that per se, but the sections where you're fighting this Terminator-like enemy, you can't damage it. It will kill you in like 2 hits. I hate that. That creates anxiety, and you're just like, okay, so here's the thing. Like, you know that there's a path you have to go through to kind of trick the thing, and really I just have to figure out what that path is, and it just sucks that when I do that, if I do it wrong, I die, and I have to do the exact thing all over again. And I just hate that learning curve of like, it's not based on your skill. It's based on, did you figure out the pattern?
Trial and error.
Some might say that's a skill, but yeah, that just bugs me. So yeah, but yeah, it's a great game. It really does. I need to spend more time in it because I just barely scratched the surface of that one. But Kenny, do you have anything you'd like to share that's guilty?
I mean, I kind of echo the same thoughts. Like, I don't really have a necessary guilty pleasure. Like, I don't really have anything to hide. I'd admit anything. But I guess what you could consider a guilty pleasure, once again, it's mobile games. I love Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It is an absolute terrible Animal Crossing game. You should never judge the series by that game, but I'm absolutely addicted to it. To the point, that's where all my Google rewards go to. I actually, pay for that game. And then I also like the Candy Crush games, which I guess that's more of the guilty pleasure, the more embarrassing one.
Until it gets achievements, yes.
I'm all in. I hope it gets achievements. I haven't played it in years, but I used to play that game every single day. And I don't remember where I was. I was super far into that game, like 500-600 or something like that. So if it gets achievements, I'll probably get a lot of auto pops. I mean, other than that, I can't really think of anything that I could consider a guilty pleasure. However, Northern Lass, she says, I seem to be addicted to clicker heroes. I can spend a few hours a day clicking, and I'm not even earning achievements. And let me tell you something. I have completed Clicker Heroes, and that was a fantastic experience. I wish number 2 would come to Xbox. I was completely addicted to that game whenever it was that I was playing a few years ago. I would have that going on one screen and have Netflix or something else up on another screen, or another Xbox going while I was playing that. That is not something to be ashamed of. However, something it is to be ashamed of. Big L. Big L likes playing retro-inspired games. He has a fancy new TV, a Series X, but he still has no problem with playing old-looking games, such as Trigger Witch and A Short Hike. He says on the surface, they are usually quick gamer score games, but I usually wind up enjoying them. L also usually winds up playing them extra. That's what he should be ashamed of.
The time it takes, yes.
Those easy gamer score games, you get in, get out. Once you're done, you're done. Don't play them no more.
All right, Corey, are you ready? I found the name of that mowing game.
I'm all ears.
It's literally just mowing.
For the
That is the
PlayStation.
entire title. No, this is for Android. This is on your phone.
Wait.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
called, and I quote, "It's literally just mowing."
Oh, yep,
End
there
quote.
it is.
Oh, you know what? I think I've seen this game.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a guilty pleasure.
Not a single Xbox achievement to be found. And I just hated my life because I was like, I'm playing this and I should be getting achievements, so I'm going to go do that instead.
Oh man, you can customize your mower.
Yes, you can customize your
Look
mower.
at all the options.
I know.
Oh, this
And
guy's
if-
riding on the street.
if
How
there
come
were
you've never
achievements-
played Lawn Mowing Sim?
I was just about to ask the same thing.
Well, because it hasn't almost left Game Pass yet.
Okay, well,
That
Give
makes
me a
sense.
year. and
set
I'll play
aside 60 hours for it. And
60 hours at the end of whatever, half month that they decide to pull it. Yeah.
okay.
Well, in literally just mowing, can you fire a guy because he decides to take a vacation?
You're the only mower, so you should
Lawnmower
fire
Sim
yourself.
is so much better then.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The advert for this has a guy mowing and a girl sitting on top of the mower while it's going. That is not
What?
safe for one, but also it also entices co-op or something. I don't know.
I didn't experience any co-op in that game.
It has 5 million downloads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so most mobile games are like that. They can all be considered guilty pleasures. There's been plenty of games where it's like I download and play for an hour and then
Did you say all
uninstall.
mobile games or all mowing games? Because
I
it
said
could
most,
be one in the same.
Mobile. I think you said
mobile.
mobile.
Okay.
most mobile. But honestly, a mowing game honestly could be considered one.
It is
Especially when you-
interchangeable here.
I told you what my favorite game when I was growing up was back when we just had two colors, right?
I don't think so.
So
Asteroids.
I had the Channel F console, which was the poor man's Atari. And
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I know. And my favorite game, we had Pong and we had Tank.
I know that.
And we also had my favorite game that I would relax with was Paint. And I would take a square, because that's how you paint. You always paint with squares. And you just move the square around the edge of the screen, just keep going in, just spiral all the way in. And then when you're done, you just spiral all the way out, deleting every block. I played that thing for hours just doing that. I'm sure my parents were concerned, and they should have been.
They could have got you an Etch-a-Sketch for a lot cheaper.
They probably could have. Light Bright. I could have just done a Light Bright.
I just searched for Channel F console Paint, and that game does not pop up.
Well, it might not have been called Paint, but if you search Channel F, 2 words.
Painting.
You'll
Nope,
see
that's
it.
not it. Well, I don't know. But that sounds like a terrible game. Unlike these games that we want to showcase, starting with Nate.
Let me tell you, a game that is not a guilty pleasure. I will gladly tell you what I played a bunch of is Puppa-Pupparazzi. Oh yeah.
This just from the name, I can tell this is what's going to be a game that you would play.
Oh yeah. So this came to Game Pass day one back in January January
so
20th
lucky.
of this year.
Good
I played it a little bit and I got distracted because that's how I do. And then I went back. I said, you know what? I really should play this more than just half an hour. So I put another half hour in, maybe, and played a little bit more Puppa-Pupparazzi. Okay, so let me tell you about Puppa-Pupparazzi. You play a camera, a tripod. You don't know that right at first, I think. You play a mobile tripod, and you are going to a world inhabited by dogs. You start out on this beach with a lighthouse, and your task is to take pictures of dogs. I think you have 9 slots, 9 or 10 slots in your camera that you can take pictures. If you don't like a picture, you can delete it. You can save a picture to your album and then delete it, and you'll always have that picture to look at. You can zoom in, you can jump, you can crouch, you can look up and down. You can pet all the dogs with your bendy arm.
That's why he is playing this.
You go to pet them, and your arm just kind of like, whoop, like stretches all the way out. And you pet the dog, and when you do that, the dog loves you, and it pants, and it squints its eye, and it follows you. It's great. Dogs can pick up things like frisbees, and I think I'm not making that up. Branches and things like that. And you have basically little tasks per level. I think you have like 3 tasks at a time that you need to go do. And when you do that, you'll get rewarded with different types of film. So films that have like different color schemes, black and white, and they have like a red film and stuff like that. You also get different lenses for your camera. Right now I don't have very many of those because I've just kind of been blasting through the easy achievements. But I think you get some like fish eyes and fun stuff like that. There's a selfie mode, and that's how you discover that you are an animated tripod, basically. Because when you do the selfie, you're just a camera on a tripod. You're not a person. So that's weird to me, but okay.
See, when you said you are a camera and a tripod, I thought that you were just trying to explain how the camera moves around the world, not that you were literally
I think
a camera and tripod.
I think you're an animated tripod, camera on a tripod. You have to check this out. But yeah, so you go around and you do all these things. And for the most part, I would say half of the achievements are very easy to get. You can knock them out in like the first half hour of the game if you know what you're doing. And what you basically have to do is just take pictures that are, you meet a certain criteria. Like 10 or 20 of them have to be nothing in the shot, no dogs. So you just kind of like stare up at the sky, you do a whole bunch of pictures, and then you delete them, and then you take a whole bunch more until the achievement pops. You have to do so many pictures while you're crouched. Okay, no problem. You have to do so many pictures while you're jumping. So you jump in the air, you take the picture, you do that like 20 times, and you delete whatever you need to make space, and you pop those achievements. So these things are very easy to pop like on demand, about half of these. So yeah, it's 10 photos in the air, 30 photos while crouching. Attempt to take a photo without any film 10 times. Okay, so you take 10
Easy
pictures.
enough.
Yeah, you take 10 pictures, so you have no film left, and you just take 10 more, and there's an achievement. So it's kind of silly, and once you complete those tasks, you're able to move on to a new area. So I've unlocked, I think, 2 or 3 areas. The next big area that I'm at is a boardwalk. And one of your tasks there is to clean up the half pipe so that the dogs can skate on the half pipe. So you basically just pick up trash, you throw it in the trash can, and then all of a sudden there are dogs on the half pipe doing crazy dog tricks.
What a game.
It's great. It's as dumb as it sounds like it is. And I haven't yet let my daughter watch it because
I was just about to ask, are you playing this game?
I am playing this game. This is all me. I've played every minute. That's all my tag. I have played. I haven't shown it to my daughter yet. I want to get all the achievements before I show it to her. But yeah, so you do all these things. There are a couple achievements where you can't take the same picture of the same dog. A lot of these achievements, you can just take the same picture of the same dog and delete and take more, and then you're done. There are some that you have to have unique instances of dogs, and those aren't so bad. You go in there, you take a couple pictures, you then leave the area, you then come back, and then a picture of that same thing that you took a picture of before will count as a unique picture. So you might have to do a little bit of back and forth to load it while you're doing that. After you've unlocked enough areas, you'll start unlocking times of day too, I believe. I haven't yet done that, but that's one of the other requirements for a bunch of these achievements is taking a close-up photo of a dog in this area at every time of the day. And there's like 3, possibly 4 times a day for some of these locations. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I guess the hardest achievement or the most difficult achievement is completing the Puppy-Pedia. And for that, they have like little requirements. They have a requirement for each photo that you want to take, like this dog with a beach ball or this dog wearing a hat. So you just have to fill that out, leave the area with it. Then you can, it gets marked off in your Puppy-Pedia. So getting ready for the show today, I woke up and boom, I got hit with, TA now has a walkthrough for for this game, for Puppa-Pupparazzi.
Does this game actually need a walkthrough?
Awesome. It does, because some of the requirements that you have don't. I mean, you read them and okay, it says take a picture of this dog, at this place, and it just doesn't seem to work. So, I hope that the walkthrough will explain that a little bit better and kind of just make it, so you're not just kind of out there just figuring these things out. So I'm hoping that the walkthrough is good for that. And it looks like it is. I did a quick scan of it. It looks like it's pretty thorough. So I'm looking forward to just kind of blasting through this. I have put in 45 minutes to an hour, and the walkthrough and a bunch of, people who have basically completed it and then reported back. So it takes about 3 to 4 hours. So it's it's a short little experience unless your daughter loves it, and then you have to play it every day for the rest of your life. But that's Puppa-Pupparazzi.
What a game!
You get this ability where you can dress the dogs too. I haven't gotten that yet. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, your daughter will probably have more fun with this than you are.
Probably, yeah.
Or at least I kind of hope so.
Yeah. I was hoping it was a lot better than it is, but the dogs don't move too far. They just they hop without moving their legs. So it's not what I would have dreamed of when I heard Puppa-Pupparazzi, but it's okay.
Pokemon Snap, but with dogs.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Free roam, Pokemon Snap, but with dogs.
I haven't played Pokemon Snap, but possibly.
I haven't either.
Pokemon Snap,
know of it.
You're on a rail, so you can't control how fast you move or where you stop or anything like that. You just continuously go. You have to take pictures and they get scored, so that sounds like it's a little different. But to get Pokemon to do certain things or to appear certain places, you have to do things to them. Maybe you have to throw an apple at them. And it sounds like you have to go and interact with dogs certain ways to get other dogs.
You actually do get scored because you have to upload them to, Instagram, this game's version of Instagram. And people will be like, oh, that's great. Or like, hey, we're really getting tired of your crouch shots. And you have to take different shots. So you're trying to get your rating up as well. I think some of those are the objectives, like get your rating this high and stuff. So
well, there you go.
You do have to have some variety to your shots, and hopefully the walkthrough explains all that, because like I said, I went in there and I just kind of had fun just looking around and finding bones, which are currency and things like that. But it'd be good to have somebody tell me exactly what I need to do to kind of get through this. So,
all right. Yeah. And Corey, what game are you bringing?
Technically, I'm bringing 2 games, but I have played a game over the past week, and I have accumulated over 9,000 TA off of this, technically 2 games. So I'm talking about a new Game Pass game that has a Windows stack, and it's called Besiege. And if you are looking for TAD, this is the place to get it. The PC version currently has 5,100. So like a 5 ratio for this game, which I have completed 100%. And the Windows version has 8,000 TA.
Dang.
But it has unobtainables and is glitchy.
Yeah. So
after doing everything that I think should have given me all the achievements in the Windows version, I only have 630 gamer scores, 22 out of the 36 achievements. And what's left are the unobtainables and then some other things that have appeared to just not pop. Even though they have tracked gamers, others are reporting that they're not popping. The developer's looking into it, but nonetheless, I have 4,600 TA in this game with 600 gamer score. So what is Besiege? Are any of you familiar with the game?
Roughly. I know that it's instruments of war. You're basically building big war machines.
Right.
Yeah, I remember seeing this when it came out.
Yeah, it's been on PC for a while, been on Steam, and now it's on console and with the Windows Store. And what you're doing is you are given this small little level, and it's kind of like it's like a diorama almost, because outside of the initial like buildings and stuff in front of you, it's just empty white space. And so your job is to complete the objective, which changes on each level. Sometimes you need to destroy the house in front of you. Sometimes you need to destroy 70% of the cavalry. Sometimes you have to go and pick something up and steal it and deliver it to a certain spot. Things like that. So it's very has a lot of variety to the levels on the objectives. It's not all just destruction. But in order to get through the objectives, you have to take a vehicle, it doesn't have to be a vehicle. You can take something that you've created, a machine that you've created using different parts in order to complete these objectives. So one of the very first levels, you need to destroy a house. They give you a starting car that's in the shape of an H, and they say, put some wheels on it and move forward and basically, run into the house. kind of deal. And you can kind of see from there, you start getting more and more technical and more diverse. You can add cannons, you can add flamethrowers, you can add propellers. You can build whatever you want in this game. Doing it that way, though, it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of engineering and probably a master's degree in order to get through some of these levels the way that they're intended. However, this is a game that the community gets involved in and can upload their builds. And you can utilize that in both of these versions. So you can simply go to what they call the workshop and search for build. You can see most popular stuff, and you can look at vehicles. You can look at airplanes and things like that. People have made some really, really cool stuff. I downloaded a tank. Somebody made an actual tank that has how tanks don't have wheels. They have belts or something,
Treads.
Treads. People have made that in this game. And you can download that stuff into your game. And some people have, named it appropriately where you can find it. So if you're looking for a specific level, look for a keyword in that level and then search the store or whatever and download it. Sometimes in the case of achievements, you have to do certain things in a certain way on a level in order to get the achievement. One of the achievements, actually, I believe two of them, are actually called the Rube Goldberg machine. And so you have to beat this level without pressing a key. And so people have made a machine that sends a cannonball and moves forward automatically somehow whenever you start the level. And so just download that, you run it through it. And since it's the physics-based engine, sometimes it doesn't work, but it's very quick to say, restart and do it again. And, something slightly different might happen and it might work, So if it ever comes to that, you just try it a couple times and you'll get through it. One of my favorite things that I've downloaded is the nuke, and they have so many variations of nukes that people have made, but somebody's made this tiny little thing, and as soon as I press go, it blows up and it sends stuff flying everywhere. Doesn't always work for the levels, especially stuff that you can't, the levels that aren't about killing or destroying, but it works for a lot of levels and you can get through them quickly. There are 52 levels in the game. You need to get through all of them to complete the game. However, you don't need to play all of them to get through the game. If you're struggling, it's worth checking the menu. Sometimes you can skip a level. It will just say, move on to the next level. Sometimes it will say, beat this one to move on. So if you are struggling, you can do that. Not every level has an achievement. There are 4 worlds, again, split across 52 levels. And it's kind of varied in how you can play the game. I do recommend the console version. It is, if you're going to pick one, it is completable at the moment. And there are a lot of vehicles out there that will get you through the levels. I only had a hard time with 2 of them because you had to complete the levels in a very peculiar way. And even the vehicles that I downloaded, it still is a little odd. And people make vehicles and you can program the controls differently for every vehicle. So if I downloaded 2 vehicles and one said right trigger to move forward, the other one might be the A button to move forward. So you kind of have to see what the author did to them, but you can get through it pretty quickly. I did the console version over 2 days, kind of just playing here and there during work. So it was on a lot. I can't really judge on the time. It says 8 to 10 hours on TA, and it's probably true. But you can get a ton of TA and TAD off of this game.
This looks interesting. I can see how this can be fun.
The game itself is kind of fun, especially if you want to just tinker with it a little bit and download somebody's vehicle. You can modify it very easily. One of the vehicles I downloaded, the cannons, they had like 3 cannons and it would all shoot at the same time. And it wasn't really working for me. So I put them all to different buttons that weren't being used, and I could just fire 3 separate shots instead of 3 shots at once, because on those particular cannons, there's no reload. So once you shoot, you're done. But it is a fun game. And it would take forever if you had to do it by yourself. Luckily, this in-game marketplace is perfect for achievement hunting. What's not perfect for achievement hunting is the Windows version that does not work. I already mentioned that it's buggy. It has most of the same achievements as the console version, so that's not a problem. But some stuff just won't unlock. And like I said, the devs are apparently looking into it, and I think that'll be fixed. The things that are unobtainable, there are 2 currently. They are actually brand new to the PC version. For some reason, they have achievements for uploading your machine to the workshop and joining 10 servers. There is like a player created and building a level and publishing it, because there is a player created level editor as well as a machine editor. And doing your own level does unlock, but these other ones don't. So I think that's something that they'll fix. One other thing with the PC version is the workshop that I mentioned about downloading stuff. For some reason on PC, it's a lot more empty than the console version. I don't know why. I guess they're not using the same storefront. It's almost like
people
maybe
playing on PC probably are. If they're playing it on Steam. So the Steam workshop might be full.
Well, I do agree, but it doesn't really. I don't understand why the console workshop has all the stuff in it. The PC one, the Windows Store version, is the one that is empty.
All right. Well, that was Game Pass games. So let's get into some sales. What's some stuff that you guys can actually pick up if you wanted to? Go ahead, Corey.
Thanks for asking. I am looking at a couple of games this week. One is called Sheepo. It is, I believe, 30% off. It's like $8 this week, a little bit less. It's a Metroidvania that came out at the later half of last year, and it actually looks like a good one. And it also looks like one that is criminally underplayed at only 32 starters, 3 completions. At the time it came out, I remember seeing it and thinking, one, it looks, looks good, and 2, it looks interesting because there was a lot of like shape shifting or something to do with like abilities, because you change like animals. I don't remember it anymore, but I do know that I want to play it, and it's on my list for this week. Also on my list is a game called Overland, another one that seems to be underplayed. 266 starters on TA and only 4 completions on TA as well. However, 2 of those 4 people exist in our Discord. Sabins Rothschild and Vudix have both completed this, over the past year. And it is hold on your seats, a roguelite strategy turn-based game.
Okay, you have my attention.
Like, all I can see from, like, it's very weird. Like, the marketing materials make it look like XCOM-ing.
I was just about to say that.
I haven't done enough research to see what the roguelite part about it is. It looks like you have an inventory that you have to manage, as well as people that have different skills. So I'm curious to see about the roguelite part, but it's just a game that looks like it would be okay, and it's half off at $10 this week. So it's definitely on my list to consider.
I'm watching a couple of clips on this. I'm not seeing the roguelite aspect, but it definitely does just look like a poor man's XCOM.
Yeah, you're taking a group of travelers across the United States, so I'm wondering if like you keep some items, but yeah.
Oh, so it's Oregon Trail.
Kinda. You start from one coast and get to the other.
Oregon Trail meets XCOM. Now, if that doesn't sell it, I don't know what will. What are you trying to sell us on, Nate?
I'm trying to sell you on games that I have not yet played myself. So why not? Let's start. Corey talked about these games a few weeks back. Dadish and Dadish 2. They're $2 each, down from $10 each. So a total of $4 down.
That is a hard recommend from me. I was going to put that on there, and I saw you did, which I'm glad you did. Those are great games.
These are platformers. They're 2 to 3 hours each. Like I said, I have not played them, but I am definitely going to do that in the future. And then a game that... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. And then a game that I meant to pick up a few weeks ago when it went on sale. but then never did, Golf Club Wasteland. This is $5 down from 10. It's in the sports/golf category, surprisingly. If you look at the completions, I think there's only 6 or 7. The times range from 7 to 64 hours. And if you take the median, the median there is about 15 hours. So, I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks very interesting. You are in a spacesuit. You're like in a NASA big bulky, with the big fishbowl helmet suit, and you are playing golf on a kind of a 2D platformer kind of world. It looks very interesting. I want to see more about this, and for $5, I might just jump right in. Next up, Summer in Mara. If you know me and you look at the screenshots of this game, you know that I want to play this. It's $10 down from $25, even though it's marked as simulation and management. It doesn't look like it to me. It looks like there might be a little bit of farming. So, recently with Farm Together, I've really found that to be kind of fun. It's 25 to 30 hours. It just looks super cute. And that price, $10 down from $25. That's pretty attractive. And finally, a game that we made a fun of a while ago, Walden, a Game. This is a game based on the life of Walden and basically, the life he lived and basically being in around the lake that he loved. And you're walking to town. There's an achievement for walking so many miles. There's an achievement for never going into town. It's kind of crazy. It's $5 down from 10. It's listed as adventure. Okay. And looking at the completion times, looks like it's going to take about 20 hours. So this might be one of those things where I do something just for a laugh and then regret it later.
100%.
I feel like I might want to check this out. And there's your games.
Walden looks like that that game Lake, I think it was called.
I think it's like Lake, but even slower because you don't have a truck.
Even slower.
Because you don't have a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, look at a video on that. Whatever you say, Nate.
I like the title, Walden, lowercase a, lowercase game.
This is the epitome of indie development.
Yes.
This is a team that said, let's make a game that no one else has made before.
I thought you were going to say no one else wants.
And they did it. So
they accomplished both of them.
I kind of want to check it out.
God bless you with that one. Have fun with that.
Sounds like a Waka race.
Oh, don't.
Waka, I challenge you, and then go review it so I know whether I should actually start it or not.
All right. If you don't want to buy anything, there are some Game Pass games and some games with gold. Just as a reminder for the games with gold, Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, is available for the next couple of days. Once you hear this, it's available until the end of the month. Make sure you grab that. And likewise is Band of Bugs, also available until the end of the month. So you got a couple of days. If you haven't downloaded them, do that. Got a couple editions of Game Pass. Available now, RoboQuest, which is a game preview. Yep. Galactic Civilizations 2. Super Mega Baseball 3. And then coming at the end of the month, on the 28th, Alice Madness Returns. I remember hearing good things about Alice. I had a friend that said I would like this game. And then, unfortunately, we do have a couple that are leaving Game Pass here at the end of the month. First up, we have Hypnospace Outlaw. Then we have Killer Queen Black. Stealth Inc. 2. Tuhu Luna Nights. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. And then a surprising and sad one. Titanfall is leaving EA Play for console and PC on March 1st. That's a little bit of a shocker there. I wonder if that's like a glimpse of what's to come. Maybe the servers will be going down soon or something.
At this point,
I mean,
you
it
don't
wouldn't
own it
surprise me.
or have played it, you're probably not going to.
Such a good game, though.
Oh, it's such a good
Stuff
game. I would
can't
hate to
live
see it.
forever.
No, it can't.
But it should, because it's Titanfall and it's such a good game.
I need 44 more Pilot Hunter matches, wins. Think you can help me out?
I know a way I could help you out. Yeah.
I don't care. Thank you, though.
God. That's a game I would love to complete that on the 360. But that means loading up to 360 and playing on that console. It's just awful. It's so slow now. All right. Let's get to coming real soon. And Nate, you got 2 games here, which to talk about.
I really do. And actually, I can talk about more because this week looks kind of interesting. A whole bunch of stuff I'm kind of interested in. And I will not mention those games that are Conan Chop Chop and Far Changing Tides. Instead, I'm going to talk about Little Orpheus. Little Orpheus has this propaganda for us to read. It says the definitive edition of the multiple award-winning hit by master storytellers, The Chinese Room, is remastered for the big screen. It includes all bonus content of the original. A hero will emerge. Now, when they say big screen, this game was originally released on iOS June 12th, 2020. And this version of the game now has been remastered for the PC. It's got high-res textures. It's got new moves. I don't know what that means. And animations. Well, that's cool. Enhanced graphics and lighting effects and more, which makes sense. So you really should watch a video of this because it
looks pretty.
So nice. The graphics look great. There's a lot of humor. It's very colorful. And it just looks kind of like a Limbo-like. So you know why I'm into it. However, in researching and looking at what the iOS version was rated and what people reviewed it for, they said that it was really kind of basic. It's really a run left, run right type game with a little bit of interaction and some very light puzzle. So this is... I'm ready for disappointment. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be very pretty, but I think it's going to be pretty vapid. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot there. And so for that reason, I need that price to be very low before I jump in, or I need to get a review copy. But I really like the look of this, and I just want it to be a fun story for the right price.
It looks like a baby's first Limbo.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of death, but there's a lot of dangerous things going on. But I don't think it's going to be as dark. It definitely can't be as dark as Limbo if you look at the screens. So
Definitely not.
Yeah, it looks like a fun ride. I'm hoping that this one doesn't let me down. But yeah, Little Orpheus.
All right. And you want to talk about the next game or nah?
Yeah, I'll talk about the next one very briefly because there's not a whole lot out on it. The next game is called Gunborg Dark Matters. That releases on Thursday the 3rd.
That name.
I should mention, I forgot to mention, Little Orpheus comes out on March 1st. This game, Gunborg Dark Matters, is releasing on the 3rd. And in this game, you're harnessing the power of dark energy as you jump, shoot, and bombard your way through an army of alien soldiers and killer robots in an arcade-style action platformer with the slick 80s synthwave soundtrack. Now, they had me there until they got to the 80s synthwave soundtrack, but it doesn't sound that bad. I do love my action platformers. This game looks cool. It looks like it might be difficult. Looks like it's going to require some twitch skills.
Yeah.
And you can see the character is wall grabbing and kind of constantly jumping on a wall. Very cool stuff. Double jumps, shield smash. He smashes an enemy with his shield from above and kills him. Does a shield bounce move across a whole bunch of spikes and a whole bunch of different guns. And you actually start out with a sword. So I am excited for all the variety that this game has. Normally, these action platformers are pretty limited in terms of what you can do. It's the same gun, it's the same weapon, whatever. This game looks like it has a good bit of variety to it, and it's really giving me flashbacks of Velocity 2X, which I don't think a lot of people have played, but I really enjoy that game, and this one is kind of giving me those vibes, so I'm hopeful.
If you get this one, you ought to stream it, because that looks like a game that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it could be really fun to watch me fail and just try it over and over. Yeah, I get you. That's Gunborg Dark Matters on the 3rd.
All right. let's get into some contests. Corey, you want to read out the losers for this week?
Yeah, sure. This week, we lost some heavy hitters. We lost Wakapeil, Nightwolf, Ben L72, and Fista Roboto, all from the individual side. On the team side, we lost Casual Exile and his team, and the Super Bob 49 and his team. I don't know if they're on the same team, but both of them have been eliminated from that side. This week's bonuses include 2 scoops of TAD worth 500 TA for the solo bonus. That is ending the period with at least double the score, that is TA difference, earned during the previous period. The team bonus, I think, is Deja Vu, but we have some weird characters here. It's worth 1500 TA, and it is for ending the period with the exact same gamer score and achievement gain as the previous period as a team. Both of those sound pretty tough.
Yeah, that don't sound fun. All right. Well, with that, let's get into Brag Camp.
Before we do that, real quick, because this is the last full week before the next Gamertag Challenge is announced on the next live show, which is next week, this is your reminder to get all that stuff in, get your sheet updated. This does count towards the AHL, and this does count towards your chance to win the Gamertag Challenge drawing, and we will be announcing the next Gamertag live next week.
There you go. All right, Corey, go ahead. Take it away for Brag Camp.
All right. For completions, we have NK XD completed 250 games, and Red 047 850 games on his way to 1,000.
In ratio, Michael KV has reached a new ratio of 1.4. A lot of stuff happening this week, probably because of the Zidalon.
It's achievement season, as they say.
As they say, yes. So, hitting the 1.5, we have Enigma Gamer 77 and Faustian Greed. Hitting 1.6, we have Prue. We have a couple people hitting 1.7. That's Mick Thumbs, Tropan, and Shadowless Edge. At 1.8, we have Faustian Greed again. He's just climbing up the charts. And Jimbot UK. With a 1.9, we have Dynaman 87 and Mick Thumbs again. Whoa, who's going to win? And finally, we have Survivalist with a TA ratio of 3.0.
Holy crap.
Yeah. In streaks, Legohead 1977, along with Infamous, Lord of Dookie 69, Magic Monkey, and Callum P311220, if that really is your name, all with a 50-day achievement win streak. What the Fug with 200 days, Dynaman 87 with 450, Eldritch SS with 550, Philip Wendell with 650, and Wakapeil with 3,050.
In Gamerscore, Hackenpone has hit 150,000. Matthew Who, 650,000. rawkerdude, 750,000. A Gray Shark, 850,000, along with Legohead, 1977. And then in leaderboards for this week, we have Heizo, who is now in the top 20 of the Arizona True Achievement Leaderboard for role-playing. Not bad. Fisher Roboto is in position number 1 in the Australia True Achievements Leaderboard for cycling games. High Road Vatu is now in the top 20 of the Colorado True Achievement Leaderboard for wrestling. Infamous is now 2nd in the TA Difference Leaderboard for Run and Gun. Michael KV is now 3rd in Slovakia Gamerscore Leaderboard for Windows. Night Wolf is now in the top 50 of the Completed Games Leaderboard for Metroidvania. Nof Ultra is now 2nd in the Ireland True Achievement Leaderboard for role-playing and for potatoes. And then Expovos is in the top 20 of the Completed Games Leaderboard for card and board and collectible card game. And he is also in the top 20 of the TA Difference Leaderboard for collectible card game. Not bad. Some good leaderboards this week. All right. But for us, that will do it. Shorter show this week. It's almost like else on here to prolong it. Wait, I didn't say that. But like Nate mentioned a minute ago, we have our live show next week. Come on out. We'll try to do some announcements so everyone gets reminded on it. Twitch.tv/AH101. While you're there, please follow and subscribe to us. If you want to get in contact with us, send us a Twitter tweet on the Twitter @Achievements101. Be sure to join the Discord. Come be a part of the community, discord.io/AH101. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/achievementhunting101. And next week is also going to be for the patron drawings. Thank you to all of our patrons. If you would like to sign up to help us keep this going, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. Greatly appreciate all of you that donate. But with that, class is dismissed. See you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's Generation X. It's Generation X.
Xbox. Get Xbox.
It's Generation X. I Gen X.
Get Xbox.
I Gen X.
Xbox.
I Gen
Get
X.
Xbox.
I Gen
Get
X.
Xbox.
Welcome back, Nostalgia
Gen
Seeking
Xbox.
Chivo Hunters, to the 6th edition of Gen Xbox, where two old fogies from Generation X sit around and compare some games you can earn some gamer score in with games that we grew up on. What did these new games do well, and where did they fall short? That's what this segment is all about. Joining me today is an individual who once compared Broforce to lemmings. It's Freaky! What's up, man?
Yes, I believe that was the last episode so far long
Was
ago,
it?
right?
Yes, I think that happened, right?
Right,
You
yeah,
were-
no, I didn't even know if I touched on why I compared it in that episode, but
it did happen.
I remembered why, because I know at the end of each Broforce level, it shows you all the enemies you kill, and they explode like right in a row. And then at the end of each Lemmings level, once you complete the condition, you can just self-destruct all your Lemmings, and they blow up right in a row. And I was like, oh, that's just like Lemmings, and that's where the connection clicked for me. Anyway,
I see. That would have been something really good to explain last time.
probably, yeah. But
that was
my
some
age-addled brain did not put that in there. And I apologize if I sound a little raspy. I am just getting over a cold, so.
So I guess we should do an update for our three fans out there.
Yeah.
So excuse our long absences. I've been dealing with back surgery and all that good stuff, but got a good report, and I'm back to working out somewhat regularly. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. He said I was way ahead. Yeah, man, those hashtag gains about to slip away from me. So so that's what I've been doing. What I know that you've been busy as well.
Yes. I relocated the family from Southeast Virginia to Central Maryland. I'm in between DC and Annapolis, so I'm actually right near FuFuCuddilyPoof.
Oh man, y'all gonna get together and do some stuff, man. Yeah,
we could
that's cool.
Possibly have, like, if we can get some babysitters, have an adult night and have somebody watch our kids for us.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we went out and got some Mexican food one night when I was in town. So
nice.
It
I'm
was
a
fun,
fan of
man.
Mexican, so.
Oh, there you go. There was a pretty cool little spot out there. And I guess you're the one person moving into the Northeast as opposed to the millions of other people that are moving out of that area. So, zig while others are zagging. There's something there.
Okay. You gotta have somebody. You gotta have somebody living somewhere, right?
Someone's got to live up there, I guess.
Well, I mean, I did get a substantial pay bump in my job. So.
There's a reason they have paid people extra to live up in that hellhole. Man.
That's fine with me. Like I said, I'm a city guy, so I like the hustle and bustle. Although the 8 inches of snow that we got was definitely a surprise for me and the family. The kids, though, well, my daughter loved it. My son, not so much. He did not like the snow.
I can't blame him. So,
are you a fan of snow out there in Tennessee?
I grew up in Texas, and we only had like like a little thin sheet of ice every once in a while. It never really snowed. I'd never built a snowman in my life until I went to college in Iowa. And when I was in Iowa, I saw enough snow that I grew very, very, very tired of it, and I never want to see it again. In fact, and so I live in Memphis, and yeah, we had the school shut down today because we had a 1/4 inch. Well, actually, it wasn't even a 1/4 inch. It was like an 1/8 of an inch. Like it didn't even cover the grass. It was so bad. So
did it stick on the streets?
No, the streets were just wet, not frozen, just wet. But we got the day off, so that was pretty cool. I appreciate that. So, yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, there you go. So I guess we should jump in. Did you want to go first this week, or did you want me?
I could totally go first because I have the game I picked. I was there was a couple games I wanted to talk about. From back in the day that I really want to get to, but I haven't found any modern games to compare them to, so they're kind of sitting on the back burner as I sit and try to think about other games.
Hell, man, just compare it to Broforce and call it a day.
Yeah, there we go, right? But I did just last month or recently anyway, Race with Ryan came out on Game Pass. So I was just... as I was, one of the nights I was home alone in Maryland while my wife was in Virginia and the family's away, I was just reading TA and clicked on the walkthrough. I was like, oh, and like the first line of the walkthrough was like, comparable to Mario Kart. And I'm like, oh, really? I love Mario Kart. Like Mario Kart, like the old school Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. I mean, and the series for sure, but like the first Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, I loved that game. Like that game, I played hours of that game with my friends, battle mode, and playing the whole game from front to back. Just had so much fun, so many hours of fun with that game. So I was like, okay, well, I'll pick up Race with Ryan and I'll download it and see how it compares. And
it was even better, wasn't it?
I mean.
Well, first, let me just back up with just the funny visual I can't get out of my head at this point, which is that of you, a middle-aged man, sitting in you said a basement, I think.
Yeah.
So middle-aged man all alone in a house, all by himself, and what does he do? He fires up a game with a child in it that is intended for like 5-year-olds.
Right.
It's I'm not sure. It definitely lives up to the freaky part.
Exactly. Yeah, no. It's I mean, oh
it's
gosh.
Just a funny visual, man.
You know how it's not
I know.
It's not dragons. It's not dragons getting it on, but it's
yeah.
It's
anyway, I'm sorry. I just couldn't let that pass because it was just funny. You're like, oh yeah, I was all home all alone, and of course, what did I want to do? I wanted to play Race with Ryan. Yes, absolutely.
I'll bring up some Race with Ryan. Well, I don't know. Do you know who this? Do you know who Ryan is? Are you aware?
God, no. I never. It's apparently an annoying little child because I fired it up and I thought I had accidentally gotten on YouTube or something because all of a sudden there's like people on the screen in front of me. I'm like, what the hell is it? And then that was the game. But yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with Ryan, he's this YouTube personality, and I'm not quite sure how old he is now. He's probably...
He's a YouTube personality?
Yeah, YouTube personality. He's probably middle school age right now, I would think. And I guess when he was younger, I was reading the Wikipedia on him. When he was younger, he was watching like unboxing videos on YouTube and stuff like that with his mom, and he said that he wanted to do that. So his mom, who was a teacher, like I think a chemistry teacher, quit her job and just fulfilled his wishes. You want to be a YouTube star playing with toys? That's what we're going to do. So basically, she quit her job.
Well, so many questions here.
Raised the family, or I guess paid for the family. But I guess I don't know what he does. He's an engineer or something. But he makes enough money to support him while they were doing that. And then Ryan became this very popular. Ryan's Toy Review was the YouTube channel, and it became a very popular toy review channel. He would just companies would send him new toys, and he would open the toys and play with them and review the toys. And that's how he got started. And he rolled that over into a TV show, I think it's either on Disney or Nickelodeon. I'm not sure. But yeah, YouTube, my daughter loves them. I know you and the missus, I know you are dinks, I believe, right? Is that what it's the
yeah,
term?
Yeah. Double income, no kids. For those that are not familiar.
And it's definitely, if I didn't have any children, I would not know who Ryan is. Beside, and he plays a lot of Roblox. He plays a lot of other games, and he streams these games.
That's so much more interesting than the story I had concocted in my brain. But I guess I was a lot closer when I said that there was people on the screen, and I thought I was on YouTube because I guess that's where his homeland is. But the story I thought it was is that the dad was some kind of artist, and that he just decided to draw his kid, and then his kid, I don't know, somehow became involved, and then basically the family just exploited the kid, and that was pretty much the gist of it. I kind of felt sorry for the kid, and I don't know, it was kind of weird. The whole thing was just weird to me, but I guess I didn't know the backstory very well.
Yeah, he definitely the clips they used in the game. I mean, I don't know if they had to have specifically recorded those clips for this game.
He's old now, right? You said he's a middle schooler now.
Yeah, he's got to be in middle school.
Yeah.
But it's just like they're just, I don't know, they're just so weird in relation to the game. Also, like having you come out of a race. Anyway.
Well, okay, here you go. Here's a question: Is it more distracting or I don't know, distracting or annoying, I guess, a fine line there, but is it more of that than, have you played the Blaze Axle City game? It's like a racing game with talking cars.
I have not. That's actually made by the same, it's actually published by the same people, Outright Games.
Okay, because there's like every time you hit the turbo on that game, it goes so fast. and you're like, you keep hitting it and it's like so fast.
Yeah, and it's almost the same thing.
Oh gosh, it's so annoying. But yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, the kid keeps popping up on the dang screen,
pops up,
and
he's like, "Yeah, thumbs up" or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, is that there needs to be a setting to disable that, whatever the hell you call that. I don't know. Cameos by Ryan.
And the thing is, like, I don't know, what the budget was for this game, but when he pops up and does those little sayings, and like they're not good quality. Like, it sounds like he's just saying it on a headset through party chat over your game.
Yeah.
Like,
the question is I mean, I don't. Obviously, my knowledge of this young man who isn't whatever. Anyway, is he like recording it with? He can't. He has to have hit puberty by now, right? So that has to be his voice from back then.
Yeah.
And so okay,
I
was thinking that he like voiced over, and they just put like a picture of him from the past, and then like, I don't know. He kind of like disguised his voice, made his voice a little higher, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the game was released in November 2019, so a little bit more than 2 years ago. So it could have been his. It could have been his, original voice. But
he would have been. Well, how old do you think he is? See, I only know what they look like when they're about 13, because that's when they are freshmen, and so
right, yeah,
and so that's when they enter my realm of my profession. But so I don't know what they look like up until that point. So is this kid like? Is he like a sixth grader, perhaps?
He is. He is. He was born October 6, 2010. My quick math skills say he's 11? He'll be 12 this year.
Okay. Yeah.
So that puts him, you start school at 5.
Okay, so he's 8th grade.
So he's like about 6th grade, right?
Okay, so yeah, I guess he was elementary school.
Probably elementary school when he recorded it and made it, and then going into middle school now.
So it was probably made actually for the purpose of this game, and not them just going back in the archives, finding old footage of him.
I mean, I think so. Like, even like looking at some of the YouTube, like some of the live footage clips almost look like they could have just been pulled from the YouTube page. But I think most of them are actually recorded for the game. But and that was like, I think that was right during like his big hype, like 2019. Yeah, because that's when my daughter really got into him.
So your daughter comes to you and says, "Hey, Dad, I love you so much, Dad. I saw some crap on YouTube, and I want to do that. Will you quit your job, Daddy, so that I can become a YouTube star just like that person that I just saw on YouTube?
Yeah, no. I'd sit her down and be like, honey, do you like that tablet that you watch YouTube on? Do you like this house with the roof over your head? Do you like all these nice things that Daddy and Mommy can buy you?
Yeah.
If so, then I cannot quit my job.
I'm just thinking there was probably other circumstances at play that the lady just didn't like teaching, and that she decided she was wanting to get the hell out of that anyway. It's not for everybody.
And she has been arrested. I don't.
Really?
I don't recall what for, but I know there's a picture of her with a mugshot picture of her out there online.
Nice, for exploiting an elementary student.
No, I think it was just shoplifting.
Oh, well, that's funny because then they do like crap with toys or something like that. So
yeah, that would totally make sense. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good. That's funny.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into
I'm sorry.
Somewhat gameplay of this game.
Yes. Okay. So why did it remind you of Mario Kart, or why did you have those vibes?
The only reason I compare it to Mario Kart is because of the TA walkthrough. Like the first sentence on the TA walkthrough is, this game is comparable to Mario Kart, and bare bones, it is. It really is.
They're doing the work for you, aren't they?
Yeah, right. Exactly. They're both racers. They're both sim racers, party racers. But that's one is fun and one is not. and Race with Ryan is just I think it's not made for a 42-year-old adult man.
It's home alone in the basement.
Yeah,
with an evening to kill
in the basement.
With an evening to kill
with the potpourri and the dog. Yeah, I think it's aiming more for a younger crowd. Like honestly, I think
wait. Now this is important. You think that it might be?
I mean, okay. My prescription drug-addled brain right now is not thinking correctly, but yes, it definitely is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
But
okay.
The thing is, I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I look for games that she can play, and there's not many that I know of off the top of my head on the Xbox anyway.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
Educational games for kids is one. She likes that game.
That's good.
She's actually played Minecraft Dungeons. She likes that game. But that was actually her first achievement was from Minecraft Dungeons. But this game, I think she could actually play without any help of mine whatsoever. I'll turn the game on, load it up for her, give her the controller, and then she can play the game. It's that simple. It's geared towards 5, 6, 7-year-olds. I think once you get to like 3rd grade, you're probably aging out of this game.
Right.
It's very simple. There's like 7 tracks that it comes with, and I think you can download another 5 more. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I'm actually surprised it's not more of a cash grab, because I thought the way Ryan's toy review, I thought it would be a lot of cash grab, like go buy this,
right?
Go buy this skin for this car, and go buy this and that, whatever, And it's not, surprisingly. There's just you can get the deal. It has DLC, like a road trip DLC for it. You can get more cars and more tracks.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as the gameplay is concerned, so you're saying that your daughter would be able to play this, and basically, are you saying that she'd be able to get any and all of the achievements, or do you think she'd just play it and occupy her time?
No, I think she could probably get, I would say, at least a third of the achievements, maybe even half.
Easy. Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you have different cups, right? You have like the hot dog cup, and you have the hook and anchor cup, and you have the fruit cup, which is kind of funny. You have all these different, it's like the Grand Prix races where you race different tracks. There's only like 10 or 12 tracks, and each track, and really there's only like half of that, because each track is forward is one track, and then backwards is another track. So the variety that you see is just amazing in this game.
Oh, I did not know that. For real?
And then in each circuit cup, so to speak, it's just a mixture of different tracks. It's like they recycle the same 5 or 6 tracks over and over again.
I did not even notice that.
Yeah, it's really.
I just did the pizza one or whatever it was. The pizza cup, and I beat it on easy, medium, and hard, and that That was it for that.
Yeah, but yeah, once you get to the next one, I forget what the next one is, but I think there's a total of six or seven different circuits, different like cups, but that each circuit in that it uses the same tracks. They just recycle them. Like this one uses these three, and the next one uses these three, and this one uses a mixture of those four. So, and it's either you're going forward or backward, and that's it. It's really kind of lacks a lot of imagination. Whereas Mario Kart, like each circuit had its own unique tracks.
Rainbow Road, man.
Yeah, Rainbow Road.
Is there an equivalent to Rainbow Road on there?
Not at all. Not at all. and it's so disappointing too. And I know it's. I mean, I come at it like I'm a 43-year-old gamer, of course, and it's disappointing because, I'm always looking for shortcuts in racing games like this because, once Mario Kart evolved into, this, Mario Kart 64 and Double Dash, and then on the Wii and whatnot, you got a lot of shortcuts that you could hit, like openings and walls and stuff like that you can go around. So I see openings and walls, and I'm like, ooh, is that a shortcut? And I go, and nope, you hit an invisible wall, and that's just a place where like a train comes out and hits you.
I got you.
I'm like, oh, well, that's not a shortcut. So, it's very simple. It's very, instead of like question mark boxes to run over to get items, you hit these, they're mystery eggs. And that was a big thing that Ryan put out when I worked at GameStop. That was one of the big things. It was like a surprise mystery egg. And it had just a bunch of toys, a bunch of just little cheap toys you would open, and they were each individually wrapped, and kids loved it.
Yeah.
Just the blind boxes, and my daughter still loves them. We got her an advent calendar where she opened like 25 little different toys.
Nice.
But so, and they're not called items. It's called, I think, magic in this, and and it's.
Sounds like a crappy loot crate or something.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. But so while you're racing, you hit these eggs, and they give you power ups, and they lifted these power ups abilities right from Mario Kart. Like one is a speed boost instead of a mushroom, it's a tailpipes, and you get a speed boost. One is a tennis ball instead of a green shell. One's a paper airplane instead of a red shell. They have all the same powers, to attack the other drivers. Really,
pretty standard kart racing fare.
Yeah, standard kart racing fare. Different weapons to attack everybody else and whatnot. But what's laughable is the difficulty, right? I mean, I expect easy difficulty to be easy and medium to be medium and hard to be hard. But there's a setting you can pause the game and turn on help with acceleration and help with steering. I
didn't know that.
Yeah. And you can basically on the easy cups, you can basically pause the game, turn those on, and then idle it while you play something else, and then just come back every 3 minutes and start the next race.
I did not know that. Okay, I played it like legit and was like doing all this drifting and stuff, and you're saying that you can just turn it on, and it does it all for you? Yeah.
Like you still have to come back and like restart the races in between, but you can play something else on another screen.
That's such a weird setting. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I get it if they're if parents are putting because I'd put a busted controller in my 2-year-old's hand for this game, and,
let them think that they're doing something.
Yeah, exactly, and just turn on that assist, and he would love it.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, I get it. It's definitely an assist for kids, and it does, and I mean, it does help you, not steer into the walls and stuff like that. Because I would try it with the assist and try to purposely mess up the car and go backwards and stuff like that. And it does pretty good about keeping you on track. Now, when you get into medium and hard, it won't necessarily win the race for you, but definitely on easy, it'll win the race for you.
All right. So how did it handle the like the rubber banding? That's like the worst thing about kart racing is how
they're actually
it's so annoying.
No rubber banding whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, even on the hardest setting, once you get past it,
they're gone, man.
Yeah, it's the hardest setting. Like you start out, and it took me like on the easiest setting by the first fifth of the first lap, I was in first place and done. The race is over, I'm going to win. Medium setting, I might take the first half of the first lap for me to get into first place if I'm goofing around. To the hard setting, at the beginning, you're fighting to get into first place. But once you're in first place and you're cruising. Like nobody's catching up to you unless you catastrophically mess up. Nobody's catching up to you. There's no blue shell to come mess you up. There's nothing like that to come get you.
And see, I would argue that that's actually an improvement. I hated that about that's what really turned me off of all the kart racers. It's like it doesn't matter at all what you do until the final half of the last lap, and then it's just whoever got the most shells in the last. It's just. Yeah, I don't know. It's nauseating because
I got it.
You could go through it perfectly, not hit a single dang wall, and it all comes down to the last half of the last lap. So.
Yep. Well, and the good thing about Mario Kart, the original Super Mario Kart, is there was no rubber banding in that either. Like,
oh, I didn't realize that.
On 50cc and on 100cc, 50cc, it got to the point where me and my friends would let everybody lap us first, and then we'd race, and we'd still win. Like that's how. I don't know, either that's how good we were or how slow the computer is at 50cc.
Oh, that's how good you are.
At 100cc, we couldn't do that. That was you couldn't do it that well. And 150cc on Super Mario Kart, like that's like the hard level. Like there was no rubber banding. Like everybody was in first place. You were fighting to get fourth place. That's how good the AI was on that. So it was. And there were no, in the original Super Mario Kart, there were no blue shells. They had lightning and they had star power. With the lightning made everybody flat or made everybody small so you can run them over. And they had star power, which made you invincible. And they had red shells, but they didn't have blue shells that just immediately took out first place. So there was no rubber banding in the first.
Which one did you, is it the green shell? You'd like drive with it, like anchor to your bumper so that if someone shot a blue shell at you that it would hit it instead of your shell?
Yes,
or instead of you?
I know in Super Mario Kart, you had a green shell, and if they shot a red shell at you, you would drop the green shell behind you so it hit the red shell.
But you could just hold it there. Yeah. You could just Okay. That's the one I played the most, and
I think
that was kind of like
you could hold it there in the first one. I know you could in later games.
Right. That was like your insurance policy,
Yeah. And then what place you were in depended on what you got as an item, like you're not getting the blue shell if you're in first place. You're not getting the lightning bolt if you're in first place. It was always, you had to be like in the back of the pack.
Freaking banana peel every damn time, right? Yeah, I was like, oh, thanks.
Banana peel or a feather. Oh, you can jump high. Woo!
All right. Well, what did it? So it didn't rubber band, so that's a good thing. So I think you've covered what it did poorly
over the regular racers.
Yeah. So how did it stand out different than there's plenty of kart racers out there these days with all the little movie tie-ins. Have you played the Garfield one or the?
I've played the Sonic All-Stars one.
Okay.
I haven't played the Garfield one. The Sonic All-Stars one, actually, I kind of enjoyed that one. It's like Sonic Team All-Stars, I think it is, and you have teams of 3, and you can play with other people on your team of 3, or you can play with a computer on your team of 3. Either way, but I haven't finished that one, so to speak. But I have played that, and I do enjoy that one. It's also the same, power ups and whatnot. I actually don't understand all the power ups on that game. I haven't played it enough to get it yet. I just play it like for different contests and whatnot in spurts. But that's the only other kart racer I've played. I know they have the Garfield one, and then wasn't there like a
Nickelodeon ones?
Yeah, Nickelodeon kart racer.
I'm sure there's plenty of other ones.
Yeah.
They come out, it seems like, constantly with just you stick the characters in there and it's nice and easy. There you go, movie tie-in.
Wasn't there a Crash Bandicoot kart racer too?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. But none of them are on Game Pass, so I haven't played any of them. Except, I'm sure they're all probably better within Race with Ryan.
There's a game called Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
That's the one. Yeah, Crash Team Racing.
Oh, there's one. I played one recently. Well, not terribly recently, but it was what's the name? It's like that stupid movie with all the zoo animals in it, and Mozambique or
Madagascar?
Madagascar, that's it. I know, somewhere in Africa. But Madagascar, they have
of Apex Legends when you said Mozambique.
I don't know why Mozambique came to my mind. But that one, there's a kart racer for that one too. That one actually kind of reminded me of Mario. It's got the characters. So what's the arrangement of characters in this? Obviously I didn't recognize any of them, but it seemed like they were all just Ryan with a different outfit on or something.
Yeah, there are a lot of Ryans with different outfits. There's astronaut Ryan, policeman Ryan, Nevada Ryan, alien Ryan, stuff like that. But also there's a bunch of different characters on his show. There's a panda, a lizard. I don't know all their names.
Right, I was wondering what the significance of all these little weird talking animals in between scenes was.
They're all characters on his show. There's a panda, a lizard. Mm-hmm. I think there's a girl panda. There's a robot Ryan. There's a shark. There's an owl. Mm-hmm. Gosh, and I used to know all their names when I would sit there with my daughter and we'd watch and play and whatnot. But I have no idea what their names are now. I'm a horrible father for forgetting it. But now she's on too. She was just watching a Fuzzy Wuzzy video, which I had no idea what Fuzzy Wuzzy was, but I guess it's a horror game on Steam.
Oh, well, there you go. So you can make it up to her by quitting your job and helping her to make horror games for Steam.
I know. We had to block that real quick on YouTube. But so the game, I'm surprised the game does have a 2.1 rating on TA.
It's too high, you're saying? You would argue?
Yeah, I would argue too high. Yeah, that's unless it's being voted on by its core demographic, the 4 to 7 year olds. It's 1,000 gamer score for 1675 TA, and it's about 3 to 4 hours to complete. Probably 3 hours because there's one achievement where you have to play one game mode for 3 hours, and any longer than that is too long. 3 hours is too long.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have some he made the game, but they do have some quippy achievement names like Walk This Way, some Aerosmith stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
you think that's what the reference was, or because it's got an exclamation mark at the end? I'm not sure.
Well, no, I probably not. It's probably more pirate because it's Win the Hook Prize Cup.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably more pirate,
like
Walk the Plank. But when I see that, I think more Aerosmith. Then I read the achievement description. I'm like, that's probably not what they meant.
Well, it says I've got the power. So
yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, that's the
little CC and Music Factory, right?
I've got the power. Yeah. So, oh my darling, I want to be a pirate. Fly me to the moon. Yeah. So there's a lot of good
Michael Bublé there. Yeah.
There's a lot of good old references if you look deep in the game.
There you go.
But yeah, it's not a difficult completion. It's just a time-consuming one, and you're literally racing the same races over and over again, just in different order. So,
well, there's a couple similarities between the games we chose. You have no idea what I chose.
I have no idea. I'll let you know what I chose, but I have no idea what you chose.
Yeah, you kind of let the cat out of the bag on that. So I went ahead and played it just so I could have a little more working knowledge. It probably makes a better podcast for that. And so I thought it was kind of funny that you chose a game that had some Mario roots. So I did too, apparently. So there's a game called Super Mario Brothers. For those of you that don't know, it was kind of big. It came to our houses in the late 80s, and it was basically a reason to not go to the arcade, and people played the hell out of it. It was big. So I thought this was interesting because I kind of dove into some nostalgia here. This game, Super Mario Brothers, came with NES, but it has had 40 million sales. That's a lot of sales, right? Yeah. So that's like 1 million a year. So 40 million for the original. So I was looking at how about the sequel? Do you remember much about Super Mario Brothers 2?
That was actually my favorite Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, sweet. This will work out well then. Well, the sequel was 3 years later. Any guesses on the number of sales for Super Mario Brothers 2?
Oh, I know it did not do well in the United States. So 5 million?
Yeah, 7 million. 7 million.
Yeah.
And then the third, which was also 3 years later, or 2 years later, depending on your viewpoint. Any guesses are Super Mario Brothers 3?
That one was, everybody loved that one. I'm going to say 32 million sales.
I was a little disappointed in this one. 17 million.
Oh, so, really? I'm surprised there.
More than double the other one. But
everybody seemed to love Super Mario 3.
Oh, yeah. So if you look at the critics' takes on it, so it looks like Super Mario Brothers averages about 8.9. Mario 2 8.1, and then Mario 3 a 9.3. Yeah, so Mario 3 is definitely one's little darling. I mean, you see it all. I kind of expected that, but
I'm surprised that 8.1 got Mario 2.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's one in the sevens at highest. So it's kind of one of those games that's just fun to bag on, kind of like Zelda 2 or whatever, Link's Adventure of Link.
I've gotten into this conversation with Elle. I like Zelda 2.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't have a problem with it, but that's it was kind of the cool thing they do to make fun of it because it was so much different than the first one. Yeah,
and I think that's why I liked it so much too, because it was you had the overworld and then you would go to like then you had the platforming sections, and I don't know, I just love Zelda 2 more than the first one.
There you go. So there's a lot of games like that, and so Mario kind of falls into it, but since you like Super Mario Bros. 2, this will work well. So do you remember the 4 characters in it?
Yep, you had Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Princess.
Well, Peach is the
mushroom,
princess.
the mushroom head guy.
Oh, I thought that was Toad.
Toad, that's it. Yeah, Mario,
Okay.
Luigi, Toad, and Princess. That's right.
Okay, yeah, you went with Peach and Princess.
And I think I remember all their powers too.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
Okay, so Princess, she would jump and she would float because of her dress.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Toad would pull up things fast.
Yep.
Luigi jumped super high.
Yep.
And I think Mario was just like the average all around.
That's it. Okay, man, look at you. Yeah, so
that's how I love this game.
Yeah, so that I was going to say that's kind of what this game, why that ties into why the game that I chose reminded me of it, because up until Mario 2, I don't recall where characters had specific abilities that you had to kind of switch to them, and then you could do it. So, like you said, Luigi was jump. He had hops all of a sudden, because in the previous ones he was just a green Mario. You choose him, and he had, they're like twins, except for one wears green and one wears red. So they kind of made him taller for the first time, I think, where they kind of stretched him out a little bit, so that made sense. He had longer legs, he could jump higher, I guess. So, but they started differentiating the characters, and so you had to complete certain parts of stages using specific characters. And so, like for example, there'd be a big abyss, and you probably get a running start and try to jump over it with Luigi, and you still like hit your face on the front of the platform, and you're like, oh, can't make that jump, and then you'd have to reload, and then use Princess to kind of float down to it. So that's kind of how things went. But the game was still kind of raw. Oh, also the other thing I remember is it had lots of doors in it. So you go in a door and it take you somewhere completely different. And that's also something that ties into this game that I'm about to speak of. So some of the doors would lead you to somewhere where it was a more challenging difficulty, where the enemies would just like destroy you. The Hammer Brothers were in a really bad spot with like a automatically moving platform underneath it or something like that, stuff like that. Yep. And so put you in purposely bad situations. And I can't remember if they were optional. It seems like you needed it to get keys to unlock other doors or something like that, but I don't, it's been a long time since I've played it, obviously, but but yeah, so the game was Super Mario Bros. 2 was kind of raw and didn't have the polish that came with Mario 3. Mario 3 just felt so much more polished, which was weird because if you look on the internet, it says it came out the same year, but apparently Mario 3 came out 2 years ahead of schedule in Japan, and then they released it in the US 2 years after that. So if you look at the year that they came out, then it has it listed as the same year for Mario 2 and Mario 3. It's kind of confusing, but I had to do a lot of research there to figure out what the heck was up with that. But anyway, Mario 3 was much better in terms of just being more polished, and they introduced the world map, which is used by a lot of games now. And so, but the world map, I assume they're the ones that introduced it, but basically it shows you a little outlay, and it has like the stages numbered, and then you move over to it, and you can take a different paths and skip certain levels, or blow your stupid little whistle and skip the whole level, whatever. So, but so that's the groundwork there. Okay, so you're with me here. You remember these things.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep. I think I still remember where the 2 or 3 secrets are in the first world too. For Mario 3.
All right, so there you go. Yeah, I don't think I would remember. I just remember. If you ever want to see something really cool, is like watch. There's like all kinds of people that do like speed runs of Mario 3. Oh, that one's pretty impressive, man. And they just start showing off, like on the slow-moving tank stages, they just like get in a crouch and just keep jumping and bouncing off all the bullets. And it's just funny because they can't make it go any faster, so they
Isn't
get
there a
bored.
couple ones on the boats where you can like just swim under the whole boat?
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Right? Yeah, I know you can't do it on all of them, but I know there's a couple you just jump off the edge before the boat goes off before the front of the boat goes off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You can run over there and jump under the boat and swim under the whole thing.
Yep, I remember that. Yep. Yeah, good times, man. All right, well, let's temper our expectations a little bit here. Okay. It's not quite as awesome as that, but for $5 whole, you can get the that little feel deep down inside that Super Mario 2 may gave you, and to a lesser degree Super Mario 3. And that game, which is rocking 173 TAD at this point, so not a terribly challenging game, but I'll speak on that in a second. And it's rocking a 1 to 2 hour completion and has a whopping 1.23 stars. So this is very critically received.
Yeah, wow. We're worse than Race with Ryan. I gotta see what this is.
Yes, and the name of the game is Alfonso's Arctic Adventure. So it's a Spoony Bard production. Spoony Bard. Okay. You remember their other games?
I don't.
I don't either because they don't have any. But this is their entry into it. The old Spoony Bard production, and So I went into this game blind. I bought it on a week where we were trying to get a high number of achievements for a certain contest that's not to be named, and so we were trying to win on the achievements for the week, and so it was a 0 to 1 hour completion at that point. Now it's up to a 1 to 2 hour, which I find is more realistic because I was going to speak on that, so it's already notched up an hour, and so I went into it. I just decided, well, is it 100 TAD for a 0 to 1 hour platformer? What is there to know? For the guide, and so I just went into it and just started playing it. And so I got to about the 4th stage, and then it was one of those games you start up and you just assume that it's nice and easy, and you're like, okay, I'm missing something because this is bloody freaking, awful. I'm getting my butt handed to me. Why is this only worth 100 TA? And so apparently I missed a lot. So when you go into this game, you can try to play it legit if you want, but trust me, you'll probably want to find a different approach. And that approach is to actually use the cheat codes. Yes, there are cheat codes for this game. And so the cheat codes, here's the first one. You don't even have to go look it up. It is Raw Fish Yum. So it's an Eskimo-themed game. And so Raw Fish Yum.
Do Eskimos eat raw fish?
I don't think they eat them raw. I would imagine.
Sushi. I like sushi. So.
Well, actually, they might. I'm not sure. It'd probably kind of put the salt on it and then kind of bury it, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
I think it seems like that would make some kind of delicacy or something. But yeah, that's the whole premise of the game is that this Bob, I think his name's Bob, likes to fish, and so Bob disappears, and Alfonso's like, "Where's Bob?" And he likes to fish, and he's not here fishing or something like that. That's the whole premise of the game. He disappears, and you're searching for him, and somebody took all your fish, and so you're just going around getting your fish and everything. And so, Raw Fish Yum. And so what that does is it opens up all the stages for you. So you can navigate freely. So think of just having free reign on that Mario 3 map, right? So and again, this is Alfonso's Arctic Adventure, not to be confused with Bob's Fishing Adventure or something, right? This is Alfonso's Arctic Adventure, AAA. There you go, AAA. AAA game, man. And so, so the Raw Fish opens up all the stages. You can move around freely, and so it allows you to get to the secret areas, and you definitely want to use a guide to see all the secret areas. And so the secret areas are purposely frustrating. They purposely are to cause you to not like the game. And so there's about half of them that aren't bad at all, where minimal platforming skills are needed. But the other half will have you really questioning your platforming skills and whether or not you grew up in the in the generation we did, where you're supposed to be pretty good at platforming, since that was all the games back then. But yeah, there's this one with this freaking walrus. So if anybody's played Alfonso's Arctic Adventure, they'll know the walrus one. So you like slap a walrus, which is fun in its own regard, but you like slap this walrus and it starts moving out of your way. He's probably like, what the hell are you slapping a walrus for? And you're like, I'm Alfonso, I like to fish. And but you slap the walrus and he like moves, and so you have to slap him a few times, and then like there's a thing flying overhead that you have to avoid that'll drop something on your head, and then you got to like navigate a spike pit, and so you have to jump just at the right smidget to land on the walrus, because you have to make the same jump on the other end of the walrus. Oh my god, that one drove me absolutely insane. I could not get him placed correctly. Finally getting placed correctly, and that stupid thing would drop something on your head. There is a sense of accomplishment when you do the stupid walrus one. And I really enjoyed slapping that thing, because I was so mad at that thing. And so there's that one. And then there's this other one. So again, anybody's played Alfonso's Arctic Adventure probably knows what I'm talking about. And I think some of my friends have played it. I'm sure I'm not alone. Yeah, so Lucas has played it. Snipe, Mental Knight, of course, has played it. And
Inferno,
the usual suspects. Yeah. So, but anyway, they'll probably, that wasn't hard at all. Right. No, and then the other one is this damn narwhal monkey one, and you might like, did you say narwhal monkey? Yes, narwhal monkey. What? These two species often coexist in the Arctic, right? Monkey throwing things at you, while narwhal is lurking in the water below, projectiling himself up to try to make you a shish kebab kind of a thing, because that's what narwhals do. They try to impale every damn thing they see on the surface of the ice, right? And so I wish he would impale that monkey, because this monkey's throwing crap at you. Not as poo. Monkeys do that, but you have to avoid this narwhal turning himself into a missile coming at you, and then you have to go like kill this monkey, because you don't want to try to have to avoid him, because he's throwing this stuff, this weird little arc. It's got this little arc. It's kind of like the Hammer Brothers, honestly. Yeah. The monkeys are the Hammer Brothers, and he's like throwing those things, and then I don't know what the Mario equivalent of this narwhal thing is, but maybe
Bullet Bill.
Yeah, it's a Bullet Bill on a purpose, man. Like with on a mission, man. And so, man, shoot, this thing, and then the enemy's respawn. So even if you kill the monkey, you only got so long that you have to climb up this disappearing little platform. And so if you don't get up it fast, then guess what? You got to kill that monkey again. And meanwhile, the narwhal, he's relentless. He's not stopping. And and then you have to get like on the other side. And even when you get on the other side, that monkey can still hit you. And you have to go into the door. So the door system is kind of very similar to Mario Brothers. That's why, or Super Mario 2, I should say. Because as we know, purist Mario Brothers is a much different game than Super Mario. Right? Obviously. And this game has nothing to do with Mario Brothers. Mario Brothers has more in common with Broforce than does this game. So
has more in common than Lemmings than it does with this game.
That's right. So this, but like the doors are hidden, and that's why the secret areas. That's why you want to use a guide, is because you have to like break like rocks or ice to reveal like a dark black area. The doors are just black. That's kind of like Mario 2 is, where Mario is not black, but the doors on Mario 2 is black, and you have like, you have to like show the door fully. You can't climb in through half the door. You have to like hit both pieces of it, and then you can enter the door. So it's like a 2-piece system, right? And so, but anyway, you get in those, and that really reminded me of Mario 2. But anyway, so that's the secret area. So the secret areas aren't too bad, except for those two, and the last one, which is where there's it's awful. Yeah. So you got the walrus and the narwhal monkey one, but the last one is fire pits and disappearing platforms and a single flame enemy and floating enemy thing that like just wrecks you, man. And so that one's a little rough. There's 3 of them that are kind of bad. But anyway,
are these are bosses in the special areas?
No, these are secret areas. These are secret areas.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to collect the golden fish in there, and you get an achievement for each one of the secret areas, basically. Because if you look at the achievement list, it's you get Secret Path 11, Secret Path 10. They really take their time naming these. Secret Path 9. Interestingly, I got Secret Path 7 before I got Secret Path 8. I mean, you can do them in whatever order you want because you can roam as free as you want. But yeah, you get one for your 11 different ones. And along the way, when you do raw fish yum, you'll be fighting the bosses along the way. So there's a bunch of achievements related to the bosses. So there's a angler fish you have to kill. It's the Easter bunny. These are all very indigenous to the Arctic. The evil snow beast, the maturity elf. I don't know why he's a maturity elf. I guess that's a type of elf, apparently. Anyway, so there's all kinds of but the other code you punch in is PJTUVWKRKE, and that'll get you instantly. So if you want some quick points, just type that in, and then basically you only have to get the last fish. All right, the last fish.
Okay.
All right, so this one will get you the striking gold, the goldfish collector, the goldfish detector, and the prospector, and the hoarder, and the champion gold fisherman achievements. So that's 400 gamer score. 400 gamer score for PJTUVWKRKE. But there's a catch.
What's that?
So the catch is that you have to get the last fish. So this will get you 94 of the 95 fish. Okay, so for the full collection, you got to get 95. And apparently when you get the 95th one, it'll pop all of them. I'm not sure how that works, but whatever. Probably because you're using cheat codes. I don't know. And so you get 94 out of 95. And the last one, guess where the last one is? Oh, it's the fire pit disappearing platform stage. So they make you work. And so you haven't really played the game on, if you do this first, you haven't really gotten used to the mechanics of the game yet. And so, it'd be funny, but to watch someone go through that, on the first part. And, but yeah, there's, when you type that code in, it starts you on the last stage with 94 out of 95 fish, and then you just have to beat that stage and then beat the main boss.
So there's a fire pit in the Arctic?
Yeah, of course. The Easter Bunny lives there, of course.
Oh, that's the Easter Bunny stage?
Yeah, for sure. Now, the Easter Bunny's the earlier boss. But no, I do want to say that there are 6 minor boss achievements, and of those 6 of them are fairly easy. No, actually, probably about 4 of them are real easy, but it's actually pretty well done for a game that's so cheap, and they actually put a lot of thought into the bosses, and there's like a unique way you have to beat each one of them. So you won't take more than like 2 times each time. Like it takes a hot minute to get the Easter Bunny one down. He's one of the more challenging ones because you have to kind of get down the mechanic of pushing down when you jump, kind of a thing, and then that allows you to hit him, kind of thing. And so this actually brings up another way that the game reminded me I'll get to it in a second. So let me finish by telling you about this. So you're sitting at 94 out of 95 gold fish, right? And you got this fire pit disappearing platform, single flame enemy, floating enemy thing working against you. So you finally, when you put the code in, you get 99 lives. And so would you believe that between this stage and the main boss, I literally went all the way through all 99 lives.
Oh,
I used up all of my 99 lives, and then you just hit continue, and then you get 5 lives, and then you just have to hit continue every 5 lives. So there's really no punishment for it, but that final boss is a bastard, my man. He is a bastard.
So I'm looking at the achievement pictures. Now, do the bosses look like these achievement pictures?
Yeah, they actually do. Yeah, it's pretty good represent. The only one that doesn't really look the same they didn't have exclamation marks. The perfect yuck. Yeah. Think of, if you look at Save the Day achievement for defeating Yuck, that's like a baby version of him.
Okay.
And so the only thing I will say nice about the final boss is that he's all about them gains, man. It's like this, he like fills out and he looks like he's about ready to go to the gym and he's about to go bench press some stuff but instead he's just going to kill you. And so that he like, I don't know what it is about it, but I just could not get the timing down. But I went through it and it pissed me off. If you look at the time in which I got the achievements, you'll see that there's like a 2-hour delay between me getting the 95 fish and then me beating the final boss. I had to walk away. I was getting so pissed.
Oh, yeah?
I had to walk away. And so I don't recommend that. And here's why. Because what I found out is that it doesn't save your progress. So guess what I had to do again?
Yeah, go through the whole game again, yeah.
No, I just had to punch in PJTUVWKRKE, and I got a second date with the fire pits and disappearing platforms / single flame enemy and floating enemy thing.
At least it wasn't the narwhal and the snow monkey.
You're right about that, man. Oh, man, if I had to do all that again, I probably would have stopped. But I now understand the pattern, and I got it I could do it again probably in 3 tries. But if you're having trouble with that final guy and you've given up on him, or if you're about to go face him, again, this is Alfonso's Arctic Adventure. For those of you, $5 game. And so think of it as like if you're playing like sports ball or something like that, and someone's throwing you like a deep pass. And so you're going to run back until you're sure, like right until like you know where it's going to land, and then you kind of turn around real quick and like catch it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what the strategy I would advise on this, because like you hit him and there's like 3 little mini yucks, which is basically 3 little stick dudes jumping around all crazy like, but only one of them is the right one, and the right one will always hit the back wall and come flying back on an arc towards you, and you want to hit it first try, or else the other 2 will arrive by then, and so then you're dodging 3 things, and that's not good. So anyway, so think of it as like you're trying to catch like a ball or something like that.
Yeah. And
so you're running back, and then it's about to land, and then you turn around and just hit punch, and then using that strategy, man, I had him beat in no time. But anyway, so how did it remind me? I've kind of mentioned most of it, but the atmosphere, the colors, the music, very 8-bit, very cool. But I didn't mention the different characters. There's different characters in this game, which reminded me of Super Mario 2. There's one dude that's there's 3 characters. One can break ice vertically.
Okay.
That's I don't know if it's him in a different costume. They didn't really explain it very well, or if it was him, or like his brother or something. I don't know. You just go into an igloo and then out comes the other character. So what happened inside the igloo stays in the igloo, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, one could. So your main character can break it horizontally, the ice. Okay. So there's instances where you need to get below yourself. So you have to go in the igloo, and then you can get the character that can break it vertically. And then the third character is just some fat dude that just runs through everything. He has no strategy. He just runs through everything and just breaks everything in front of him.
There you go.
He's just a wrecking ball, yeah. And so there you go. So I thought that was kind of cool. Not as unique as the 4 characters in Super Mario Brothers, but Super Mario Brothers probably cost more than $5 too.
Maybe the fat guy was like the two different icebreakers formed one character.
Yeah, yeah, now that you mention it couldn't have been the same guy unless he just unless time elapsed while he was in the igloo and it just doesn't show it, and he turned into like a middle-aged man that had been sitting on a couch for a couple of years playing Race with Ryan or something. I don't know.
Sitting on the couch all by himself in the basement.
Yeah. But and then the hidden doors was the biggest one, because those doors take you to different areas and whatnot, and take you to areas that are purposely frustrating, kind of like that of Super Mario Bros. 2. And then the game has the world map that looks like a poor man's Super Mario Bros. 3 world map. Yeah, but I mean, Super Mario Bros. 3 is kind of probably like driving a luxury car compared to this one. So, this is a cool little thing. I think you'll appreciate this. So, the Super Mario Brothers days, they would go out of their way to name all the characters, like even the enemies. So, like you said, like a Goomba or a Bullet Bill and all that. Like they all had names. And so when you beat the perfect Yuck in this game, they roll credits, and spoiler alert, they run through every character that's in the game, and they all have names.
Oh, nice.
And I thought that was really cool. I actually watched the credits. I was like, oh, okay. And the names aren't super creative, but some of them are. I mean, it's kind of like Super Mario Brothers. I mean, they just kind of made up some names for them. But yeah, I thought that was a cool little touch. I hadn't really thought about that, and that's something that I kind of miss about old school games. Is like the enemies all have names. I don't know. It's just kind of something you never really think about. But
yep. And then, and with Double Dragon, they all had their names and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because they were up with the little bar at the top, so it didn't just say Enemy 1 or Enemy 2. It had like Frank, whatever.
That's Frank and Beefcake and
Beefcake and Tiny, the big fat dude or something.
Tiny was the fat one, exactly.
Always the fat guy. Yeah, and Tiny's never tiny. I don't know. It's never an accurate description. So what did it do well? It maximized what it could have been. It could have just been a very forgetful, crappy platformer, but it maximized what it did because it placed they had the right amount of challenge to where it would leave a mark on you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty sure I won't forget this game because of a couple of the stages on it, and it made it just challenging enough that it was, you feel satisfaction when you beat it. And it had like a lot of hidden secrets in it and stuff. A lot of games you get for $5, you don't like. There's not much depth to it. But this one had like a lot of hidden areas in it, and had the right amount of challenge. And then also another thing that I really hate about games like this, where you're going to die a lot, is where you have to go through like a long death sequence and stuff. With this one, it was pretty quick. Like it was almost instant. Like you die, you fall off the screen, and then you're restarting like almost instantly. So that's always pretty key, especially on the main boss where it was just a bloodbath. But in that one stage as well. But where it fell short, no save slot, right? So hypothetically, you may have to come back and beat that stupid fire pit disappearing platform stage again. And then the other thing that they didn't really do well is the other characters aren't really explained. Like I said, there's a costume change.
Go into an igloo when they come out.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Alfonso's Arctic Adventure. So if you want to relive some Super Mario Bros. 2, go for it. Yeah.
So if you didn't have the yummy fish and the PVT codes, is this a 1 to 2 hour completion?
Well, the 1 to 2 hour completion, all that includes because I'm sure that's mainly just achievement hunters playing this game. No one's playing this for fun.
Yeah, all 427 of them.
Yeah, and so it's basically that entails being able to beat all 11 secret stages, and then also all the bosses, including the main boss. Okay. So that's what the 2 hours is, and it's probably closer to 2 hours because unless you're just really good at platforming, but chances are you're going to fail several times. Yeah. And so it's 1 to 2 hours is a good estimate. Now, you said if you did not have those codes, you're looking, because you got to go through every stage. And these stages, I got to about the 4th stage, and I was like, there is no way this is a 1 hour game because there's like 95 stages or something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe not 95. I think it's like 80-something stages. But still, that's really a lot of stages, especially where you're having to grab like a whole, I forget how many fish were on each stage. It's like 100 fish on each stage. So it would be very timely. I mean, if you were to play it outright, it'd probably be an 8 to 10 hour completion. I'd probably longer than that. I don't know what. I'm sure they had all kinds of tricks on those other stages too that would probably, a couple of them were just, you would not get. And so probably a good 10-hour completion, solid. But so definitely use the codes. You'll get a cool experience by using the codes because the The secret areas, you would imagine, I would imagine that those are the most challenging parts of the game. So you're still going to get a good little challenge in there, and still the bosses, you'll have to, you'll get to play enough of the game that you're going to get your $5 worth for using the codes for sure.
Okay. So the codes just open up the whole map, and then you only play the achievement-specific levels then?
Right.
Okay.
There's 11 stages, and so you have to start up, like, say, for Secret Area 1, you have to start up this level that has that on it, and then you have to work your way through the stage to that area to open the door, and then you enter the secret area, and then you have to just grab the fish. But most of them, that's the whole thing. It's just the actual secret area is very easy. You just grab the fish, and that's over. But the challenge is getting to it.
Okay.
And so, they have... various guardians of each stage, each secret area, such as a narwhal and a monkey that coexist peacefully somehow. Yeah. So
I want to look up snow monkey and see if there's actually a snow monkey somewhere in the Arctic.
There you go, man. It definitely throws crap like a hammer brother, man. I can tell you that, boys. So, but there you go. But
that's great.
Yeah, but. The people want a simplified solution. Did you bring one for the masses?
Oh, I'm sure I can find one really quickly. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, while you're looking, I have my retro Chivo of the day.
All right, yeah. Let's. What is the retro Chivo?
All right, the flashback retro Chivo of the day comes to us from Torchlight 2, which is much like Alfonso's Arctic Adventures, a poor man's Super Mario Bros. 3. Torchlight 2 is a poor man's Diablo. So Torchlight 2 has an achievement entitled Pog Slammed for defeating the King Pog.
Is that like Pog, like the old school Pogs?
Yeah, well, it's got an extra G. P-O-G-G.
Okay.
Pog Slam. But of course, you picked right up on it. That's what it reminded me of, was Pogs and Slammers.
Yeah, definitely.
And so did you know they're kind of, well, I don't know if they're making a comeback, but I did look on eBay, and if you want to sell like some of your, I still have a whole box of them. I'll have to pull them out and show them to you in a minute. I got like,
are my old Pog collection's worth it?
Yeah, man, it's worth some money, man. And so, like, you can sell them as like retro 90s or retro. I got mine in the 90s, but it was like 93-ish. But you can sell like 90s Pogs for like, I don't know. I mean, it's not a ton. It's like you can sell the ones I saw. They were selling like 10 of them for, or maybe it's like 20 of them. I forget, for like $8 or something like that. So not a ton of money in it, but more than what we paid for them. But you get a whole slew of them for just a couple bucks back in the day. I mean all they are is like cardboard, but
yeah, like bags and bags of just Pogs.
Oh yeah. So, but I'm sure there's probably somebody in the community that collects Pogs. So if you're interested in some Pogs and you want to see what I got, I have a whole collection of you. There's some that you want. All they're doing is just taking up space, and so if you really want some, I can send you some. But yeah, we never even, we got so lazy we didn't even really compete with them anymore. Because for those of you who don't know what the hell we're talking about, Pogs and Slammers Pogs are these little tiny little cardboard disc things that have pictures, like cool psychedelic pictures on them. And so what you do is you flip, like let's say there's 10 of your Pogs that you have that your buddy really likes and wants, and then there's like 10 of their Pogs that you really like, and so you mix them all together and you turn them all face down, and you can put them in a single tower, you can put them in a spread, and so then you have a slammer, and so you throw this little, it's like a heavy plastic bigger circular disc, you throw it down on it, and any of them that flip over are now your Pogs. So you might get some of yours back, you'll get some of theirs back, and so you just keep going, and you alternate turns until all the Pogs are taken, and then some of the ones you wanted, it'd be way too easy just to trade 10 for 10. It's like there's like a competitive aspect to it. So because they might want some that you don't want to part with, and so you pick ones that they don't want to part with, and you kind of reach an agreement, and then it's game on, right? And so, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. That's Pogs and Slammers. So Slammers are like hard plastic discs. And then,
I had a friend that had a Slammer. It was like 3 inches long, made of metal, and that thing just weighed.
God, man.
It was like it was like it was in the shape of like a missile with like a flat bottom.
What the world, man? That's not a slammer. That's like a rock or something.
Yeah, like
a weapon.
and it specifically said in the rules for that one slammer that you couldn't throw it at the pogs. You had to just drop it. You couldn't like slam it down.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it would just like obliterate him.
Yeah.
And because I mean they're cardboard, so if you throw something too jagged, it's just going to damage the. I mean, they all got like little dings and dents on them, but not too bad. But yeah.
Oh man, yeah. There was not one game of Pogs that didn't end with some kind of like argument, fight, or something. Right. Always.
Yeah. So it seems to me like in the later days, like you just changed ones that you liked, and you just eliminated the whole throwing part because it would get heated. So, but yeah, there you go. So that's your retro flashback Chivo of the day. So Pog Slam for defeating King Pog. Yes. Yeah. From Torchlight 2.
Great.
There you go.
There was Pogs and my sister actually got my daughter a Tamagotchi for Christmas this year. You remember those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The little things you have to keep alive. Very basic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I already killed hers though. That was the thing. You just forget. You forget to feed it or forget to clean it up, and it just dies. Not very hardy.
Yeah, it's like, who needs this stress? Come on.
Yes. All right, so I do have the simple achievement of the week, or the month, or the year.
Whatever. This is the episode.
The episode.
Yeah.
This is for Death Squared.
Okay.
That fantastic puzzle game.
I remember it.
Right, yeah. And this achievement is for Seriously Died, where you need to die 999 times. And
wow, that seems like a lot,
Yeah, it's a lot of dying. And this solution is put forth by Bacon Man 712.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Bacon Man 712. It looks like he has a Purdue icon. Maybe he's a Boilermaker fan. I don't know. Anyway, his solution is: go to story level 10 and put a rubber band around your joysticks.
I'm looking at it. Now, if you're in the audience and you really appreciated Bacon Man 712's suggestion there, you can go access it. And there's a good chance that this might become the main solution. This one is rocking a 7 thumbs up and a 0 thumb. In fact, you know what? It has now got 8 thumbs up because Bacon Man 712. You deserve my respect.
It's now got 9.
Oh, well, I don't know. It's not reloading, but I intended to put one on there. So there you go. So we just need to get him up to 120. So oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. Oh, there you go. Now he's got 9. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. So I guess you just put a rubber band around your joystick. Doesn't really say where on the joystick, I suppose.
Story level 10. Yeah, right. You just wrap it around the middle of the joystick. What? My character's not moving at all. Jesus.
Why is this not popping?
What's going on?
I put a rubber band on it.
And this goes to show you, always look at other solutions to each achievement, because sometimes there is a much easier way to get stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've gone to a solution. I'm like, man, and I'll find it. It'll say 3 guides, and I'll read the first guide and I'll try it, and I can't get it with the first guide. I'll go down to the second guide and I'll be like, oh, that's way easier, and I'll do it that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree completely. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well.
All right.
Well, my man, I appreciate you.
Glad we got back to this, and I feel like somewhat normal actually being moved into my house now.
Yeah, congrats on that, and maybe we can make this more regular, and bring the people more wonderful games that average under a 2.5 rating.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I still have the 2 games I want to hit on. I'll have to find another brother game.
There you go, man. Yeah.
Broforce and anything really.
All right. Well, again, guys, if you like our comparisons, maybe if you want some pogs, or I mean, I don't know. We covered a wide range of topics.
Pogs and what Pokemon? Like that Pokemon's coming back now. Everybody's finding their old cards. Yeah, jeez.
Yep. So, yep.
Oh,
maybe
I feel my prescription drug-addled brain. This has been just a big, an hour and a half of just what happened at the time.
There you go. That's well, when you only record once a year, it's just
right.
Shoot. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you listening, and y'all have a good one. Yeah. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Welcome to another Wakavania. I'm Wakapeil, and I've played the Lovecraftian Metroidvania Olija, now available in Game Pass. In Olija, you play as the debt-burdened Lord Faraday, who leaves his home in search of riches to save himself and his town from poverty. While exploring, his ship is sunk by a demonic entity which is spreading its corruption to the nearby islands. Olija has very low-resolution pixel art, but features great movement and animation and a rather creepy atmosphere. I don't think anyone would find the game too scary due to its low fidelity graphics and low difficulty, but the story is quite disturbing if you pay attention to it. The game is quite linear and you won't get many upgrades, making the Metroidvania genre designation on TEA debatable. In fact, there are a few genre disagreements posted. Olija is rather short with an easy achievement list. Unfortunately, it has 3 missable achievements. 2 of them are tied to collectible castaways and music boxes. Not only is there a point of no return, but some of the collectibles are missable as areas often close behind you. Note that you must talk to the castaways after freeing them from their cages, or they will not count and they disappear unless you talk to them when you break them out of their cages. Most castaways are hidden in plain sight, but the music boxes can be much more difficult to find. There are also ships in bottles, which are the toughest collectibles to find, but there are no achievements tied to them. The final missable is earned by jumping off the side of a mountain during an end-game boss fight, which you wouldn't get unless you knew about it. Unless you miss an achievement, it will take you 45 hours to earn all of Olija's 10 achievements, worth 1000 game score and 1900 TA. I'm not upset I bought Olija before it joined Game Pass, as I really enjoyed the short but sweet story. $15 is a fair price for a brief but quality game, but you can easily complete it on short notice before it leaves Game Pass. Have a nice day, everyone!